Now, the second big issue is your demand for the integration of Naga territories outside the present borders of Nagaland with Nagaland. I believe that here today what you are asking for is recognition of the legitimacy of the people's aspirations for Naga integration and a reasonable time frame for its implementation. Is that right?
That's right, if they can be accepted.
So what you are saying is, agree to the principle today, implement it later on, but within a reasonable time frame.
If it is possible, why not we start? I mean, the process of integration. But from the Indian side, you know, they are not fully prepared yet.
And you are prepared to give them a little time, provided they recognize the principle immediately.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so here there is a real possibility that you are making a concession in terms of implementation, although on principle you want an immediate decision.
Sure.
Let's look at the demand a little bit more closely. For instance, in Assam, you're claiming a strip of territory from Dibrugarh roughly in the north to Silchar roughly in the south, where most of the population is not Naga. For instance, in North Kachar, barely 5% are Naga. In Kabi Angla, it may not even be more than 0.5%. So what's the ground for this claim?
No, you know, we don't claim any land belonging to others. But the land Nagas have been living in from time immemorial. Of course, they must have that. Why? Because those part of lands were divided by the British and then by the government, given them. That is not justified.
So it's a historical claim rather than a claim based on present residence or ownership.
No. You are right. Here the question is, Nagaland was just a compact area. We don't have greater Nagaland. We don't have smaller Nagaland either. We have just the land that belongs to us. And the land that belongs to us must be ours.
The problem with a historical claim, where for 100 years or more, the status quo has been quite different, is this. Suppose India were to claim Kabul on the grounds that Maharaja Ranjit Singh in the 19th century ran Afghanistan and controlled the country. Afghanistan wouldn't agree. Such historical claims lose their validity with time, don't they?
But you know, in the case of Kabul or in the case of Afghanistan, that may be true, may not be true. I cannot say for sure. But so far as the Naga issue is concerned, you know, Nagaland was divided and is divided still without the consent of the Nagas, totally against the wishes of the Nagas. This is one of the main reasons why Nagas have been so bitter and fighting.
I'm told that, in fact, your claim in parts of Manipur is a lot stronger. In Ukhrul, for instance, the population is perhaps well over 80% Naga. But the problem there is that any attempt made to separate areas like Ukhrul from Manipur would lead to violence and bloodshed, as happened in 2001.
Of course, if our land there in Manipur, we don't claim any land belonging to the Meiteis. This must be cleared. It is very serious.
But what about the violence and the bloodshed that would inevitably follow?
Well, that is by the Meiteis, backed by the Indian government. So we're not responsible for that. You know, for the Nagas, naturally we have to claim the land belonging to us. You go and see whether we are claiming lands belonging to others or the lands, I mean, in which we have been living.
In fact, Ukhrul is an emotional and personal issue for you. You come from Ukhrul.
Yeah.
Would I be right in saying that the claim on Ukhrul is non-negotiable?
It's not a claim. It's not a claim. It is a fact that Naga areas here in Manipur, so-called Manipur, is very clear. And it was not the decision of the Naga people to live there, but we were just forced by the British and by the Indian government that we cannot accept. Nagas must have the right to own the land. Why should government of India give land of the Nagas to others? This is the greater question.
Also, Ukhrul has a personal meaning for you. Your claim to lead the Nagas could be undermined if Ukhrul is not part of the Nagaland.